Today is Biscoitos day. I have quite a bit of orders to make biscoitos, and some of you had said that if I can make a smaller quantity because the recipe that I have, it's too big for you. So I'm gonna make my regular size recipe because I have to make 50 dozen of biscoitos. But when I put the recipe, I will put the small amount, half of this version, so you will be able to handle. It should give you at least maybe 4 dozen to 3.5 dozen. So that's what's gonna be for today, Biscoitos day. So in here I have 10 cups of all-purpose flour. I have here 4 cups of Bisquick pancake mix. I bet if you use any other brand of pancake mix, it'll be fine. I mean, I haven't tried it because we have this available here in California, but where you at, if you don't have any pancake mix, it probably should work. So I have 4 cups of sugar. I have a tablespoon of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and some salt. So, and then we have 12 eggs, and then a pound of butter, and then 4 tablespoons of Crisco. If you don't have Crisco, probably you can use Baunilha or anything else, or just add another cube of butter. So, and then we're gonna do vanilla flavor, and I have 4 tablespoons of vanilla. So into this bowl, we're gonna add all our dry ingredients, and we're gonna mix them real well so they're combined, and they're all combined so there's no, one has more salt than the other. So we're gonna mix all this, and all you do is just pretty much mix. So I bake from home. That's what I do. That's why I do a lot of foulage. Once a month I try to do foulage. I do bourgeois, and I do a lot of biscoitos and other stuff. I'm trying to do more and more, but it's kind of hard because I got so much other stuff going on. So I'm gonna make a little well, just make a little hole in the middle, and I'm gonna add my sugar. Now, my mom used to beat all this together and then add to it. And probably that would be the right way. But I'm too lazy. I got too much that I need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to beat these eggs. Beat the eggs at least to break those yolks. So you can beat all this stuff with a mixer and then just add it there. That would be the best way if you are unexperienced to make this. But I make this so many times that I had to find shortcuts and easy ways for me to mix this. I'm going to add my vanilla all in there, and I'm going to add my butter, mixing slowly. Oh, so many biscoitos that I make it, and I make it and people just love it. A biscoit with a cup of coffee in the morning or in the afternoon when you're just kind of getting hungry, but it's too close to dinner. There's nothing like it. So, all my butter. Mixed it, and I'm gonna mix all this, put it all in here. So if you mix all the sugar, the eggs, and the butter together, when you make your own, it'll be easier. Yeah, I have to make today. I made already 15 dozen yesterday, and then I have to make the rest today. So I'm just mixing all the ingredients together. I'm doing what the mixer would do. I'm Mixing all this, the eggs, the sugar, and the butter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling a little bit of the flour at a time and mix. Some said, oh, you could do this in a mixer. No, because the dough, it becomes a little hard. But I bet if you want to try, go right ahead. I don't like to make stuff in a mixer because the dough will be tough. Because you mix in too much of that gluten. I'm seeing that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling a little bit of the flour from each side and mix instead of mixing everything at once. That's what I do with my bread too. You mix a little bit at a time so that way it's mixed well. We made so many biscuits when we were kids. We loved having, my mom always had something for us. Well, biscuits or roscas, something. She would put in these big containers and we would have it all the time. And you can see I'm doing it with one hand because that's how easy it is. One hand. And you just want to keep mixing. This has no milk, no water, none of that. It's just the butter and the eggs. And that's why they're so soft and tender when you eat them. They're crispy. They're like so buttery. I think in my YouTube I have the lemon recipe. This is vanilla. Most people like is vanilla. So when I had my store, I had all flavors. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with my other hand, and here's my dough. It's all mixed. I can't move the camera closer because it won't, it doesn't angle. And I put a couple videos. I think I need a new phone. The volume in my phone is not working proper. So the last couple videos, the volume was kind of low. But if you put your volume on your tablet or phone, whatever it is you're using, higher, it should be able to hear. Always some technical stuff going on. We're not professional chefs. We're not professional technology here. We do the best we can. I know it's an inconvenient for some of you that can hear and you have to find a way to hear the video, but we do the best we can. So now I'm gonna put this aside and let it rest for probably about 20 minutes or even more if you can. So those flavors start absorbing and the flour start absorbing all the eggs and the butter, so it'll be easier to roll. I'm gonna put this in another bowl and I'm gonna do another one. I have 4 more to go. Okay friends, I'm in my last bowl. So I've made 4 bowls and this is my last one. So all you gotta do is make these last folds to make sure all that flour is incorporated in everything. And I'm gonna let this rest here for maybe about 20-30 minutes. And then I'm gonna start shaping the biscuits. Now my mom made them round. Sometimes she made it different shapes. She would make like a braid or a twist. There's no right way or wrong way to make them. So this one is done. So this is my 3rd one. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna mix these 2 so it makes it easy to work they all the same texture. If I left them separate, one might be, even though it's the same amounts, but one might be a little softer than the other one. So this way, they all are combined. This is a workout in my arms. And this counter is a little taller, so it's harder to do. But love my counters. Love this island. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it into here, and I'm gonna cover with a damp towel and let it rest, and then I'm gonna get set up for my next step. So anyway, okay friends, it's time to start shaping my biscoitos. So I cut some big pieces from the dough, and I'm gonna work this dough a little bit, kind of just work it around so it becomes like smooth. And then I'm gonna roll it. Hope you can see it. I'm gonna roll it into a log, and depending whatever log, however long you want. And then I'm gonna cut it into little pieces. And I'm gonna put it aside. I would say for this is about 3 inches. I would say about 1/2 inch of pieces that we're gonna roll. And if they're too long, you can always cut it. So I do this so the dough start relaxing again. You know, so this dough is a lazy dough. You put it to rest, and then you work on it, and it gets tired, then it wants to relax. Because if it relaxes, then it'll be easier to roll. When I tell my mother-in-law how many I made, she just can't believe it. She goes, I thought I made a lot, but never that much. But this is my business. This is my work. There's bakeries that people can go and buy it, but you know, every biscoito is different. Once you find the right recipe, stick with it. Why change it? And this is a good recipe that was given me by my friend Margaret Oliveira, New Bedford, Massachusetts. She gave me this recipe years ago, and that's the one I stick with. Okay, friends. So usually what I do, the end pieces, I try to shape them together because they're usually small. But sometimes the dough does this. It's because the gluten hasn't been worked on. So you just keep rolling and then fold it, and that's it. You'll feel this one is a little too long. And this is kind of the thickness you want. And then just roll it into a circle. So, and I find it easy doing 2 at a time, like that, but you don't have to. For me, it's to, I find that if I do 2 at a time, it helps the dough already know where it's going. And I find that the dough works better when I go back. And sometimes, like I said, if you didn't work that dough too much yet to relax that gluten, it'll do that. Feels like there's little holes in the middle. I remember as a kid, could barely roll. I was so small. All of us, all my sisters, we would have to be rolling biscoitos. Doing this made you feel so grown up because you were doing adult things. You want the dough smooth. You don't want it like this because this will show, and it'll show an imperfection. That's why you want to work that dough and you want it a smooth surface. But the more you roll, it's just telling that dough to relax. And then too, sometimes if the dough is a little drier, it'll do that. But if you keep working, the heat of your hands, it will help that butter soften. And here it is, my first pan. Hello friends, I'm at the end of my task. Ended of my biscoitos. I'll show you what I have here. I still have a few more to bake. I got stuff in the oven. But I'm coming to the end. So this took me 5 hours to do all this from beginning to end. Here it is, friends, what I have so far made. This. And then I already have some bagged in here. These are the ones I made yesterday. So now I'm gonna bag these and get ready for my customers. Okay friends, and here it is, all my 44 dozen of biscoitos. So they're bagged, labeled, and they're ready for my customers. So some already picked theirs up, and the rest will pick it up the rest of the week. And that's what it is. So I will change this recipe for a small amount, so a small quantity. So if you want to make it, you can do it in a small quantity instead of the recipe that I had before. It's the recipe. The recipe is the same, but I'm gonna change it for a small amount if you want to make it. So anyway, here it is, vanilla biscoitos. Took me 6 hours to do and bake them all. So now I'm gonna just put them aside and wait for my customers. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. Give me a thumbs up. Share my videos with your friends on your social media. And until next time, let's get cooking. Have a good day.